All right, so once again, I hope everybody had a great trading day. But today we're going to be talking about the strat, and specifically,
Recording in progress.
We're going to be talking about. Hold on, I think somebody got their. I hear an echo. There we go. Today we're going to be talking about the strat, and we're going to be talking about reversals and continuations, and also identifying the difference between a reversal and a continuation, right? I forgot what I was about to say before I hit the recording button, but one thing that I do understand is that depending on the time frame that you're using the strat for, and depending on the trader that you are, when you're just learning about the strat, you may get confused sometimes and think that you're like, say, jumping into a 2-1-2, right? Because it's just so easy to identify a 2-1-2, right? Because it's a 3-bar pattern. So you may think that it's a reversal and it's actually a continuation, right? Let's just make believe this was not a 3-bar, right? And it was a 2-bar. Seeing a 2-1-2 here would be a continuation, because this 2-1-2 right here is the real reversal. And it's not only because, well, not even, I should have not used the word only, but and it's not because it's red to green like what I like to mention. It's specifically because it was going right how you see it, 2 down, 2 down, 2 down, 2 up, 2 down. Once we went 2 down, this reversal right here, when we went 2 down, 2 up, was done, right? As soon as we went back 2 down, now the direction is down. So it reversed right back down on a bigger time frame on the daily, right? And this is like, let's just think about just trading the daily. You're just swing trading, right? So let's just say that you wanted to catch the reversal right back up. This would be catching the reversal right back up, waiting for this day to complete. You wait for the next day, and you see this day stood inside, didn't break a high nor a low. Now the next day is when you want to trade it. Granted, it gapped up, right? So you would have, not should have, you would have wanted to anticipate that move, right? But that will be a reversal because it's on the bottom, right? Anything in between the trend is a continuation. 2 2s, it doesn't matter if it's a 3-1-2, they're all continuations if they continue to break higher and higher and higher, right? So we're gonna get right into the class. And before I get into the class, I do want to ask, does anybody have any specific questions about reversals and continuations? All right, awesome. So let's get into the class. Oops. I forgot how to all right. So why are no, this is what we did the other day. Hold on, let's get to reversals. My bad. Boom. What are reversals? A reversal is exactly what it sounds like. It's a point where price stops going down and begins going up, or stops going up and begins going down. The strat gives us a unique view on reversals, since we understand that there's a finite amount of them. We then understand exactly what they look like, right? And what they mean by there's a finite amount of reversal patterns is, let me go ahead and back up real quick. Let me mute that person. Sound like you trying to be Usher in the background, my boy. All right, so damn, I just got thrown off. My bad. Oops, wrong channel. Oh, okay. So what they mean by the person that created this, what they mean by it is a finite amount of reversal patterns, is the fact that if you have, it depends on the strat sheet that you have. And I honestly think I have them here. Hold on, give me a second, because I know a few people have these. So if you have these, this is what I like to now call an advanced strat trader. And it's good that it doesn't matter who has it, but it's great if you do have this template, right? And understanding the bullish ones versus the bearish ones, because you're going to see on bullish ones, you're going to have all different types of bullish reversals, right? And on top of that, they give you the PMG, but no, it's not this one. It's a different one where it still shows you like 312s as continuations, because 312s can be a continuation, right? They don't, they don't necessarily have to be a reversal pattern. So let me just stick to this because I couldn't explain what I wanted to explain on that one. But by what he means by having a finite amount of reversal patterns, right? I will break it down in the sense of, are you wanting to trade inside bars? Are you wanting to trade a 3-bar pattern? Are you wanting to trade a 2-bar pattern, right? Because there's a finite amount of them. If you only want to trade inside bars, right, that means you're only looking for 212s and 312s, right? Because those are the only inside bars that the strat provides. There's no 3, 2, 1-2s and stuff like that. The only ones that you'll also see is like the one Rev Strat, but that's traded differently, right? It's traded as the strat provides it, but since the strat has got more popularized since Rob had did it, Sarah Sniper has created the 50% retracement rule, right? So that has now became like more so the entry, the middle of this candle instead of the last bit of the candle, because you won't get, so you could get more of a profit versus losses, right? So the only other one that you'll see as well that has a 1 will be the other Rev Strat, but it'll be the bullish or the bearish reversal Rev Strat, which is a 3-bar pattern that'll be a consolidation pattern, and we're going to talk about that today. And it'll be a 2 up and then a 2 down, or a 2 down then a 2 up. So it'll be a 1, 2, 2, right? But that's not trading the inside bar. That is still trading basically a 2-2 reversal, right? So if you're someone that says, hey, you know what, I just want to scan for inside bars and things of that nature, like seeing one right here on the daily, that's considered an inside bar, and you wouldn't trade that. You'll wait for the next day. As soon as it breaks the high, you will enter and you will take profits right here, right, on the 3rd candle, because that's what the strat teaches us. Once you get a little more advanced, you understand that this is a target, right? Let's make believe all of this is together, right? We know that this is a target. This is a target because it didn't take that target out, right? So this candle took this target out and also took this target out, right? So if you were trading just this 3, 1, 2, and it's a 3, well, we already explained that in the first class. So if you don't know it's a 3, you can ask me, but it's a 3, 1, 2 to the upside. So you would enter in at the top of this wick, right? As soon as you entered in, you will take profits right here. Once you get a little more skillful with it, you'll know that you have more targets, or not even that you get more skillful with it. Once you're able to size your portfolio the way that it needs to be sized, and you may have more contracts, now you could be able to trim instead of taking profits, right? So let's get right back to the slide real quick. So going back to this just one more time, just the finite amounts is, if you want to trade an inside bar, you only have to worry about a 2-1-2 pattern or a 3-1-2 pattern, right? If you want to trade, let's say, because you're a quick trader, a 2-bar pattern, then you may just want to trade you may want to look for the reversals that are 2-2 reversals, or the 1-3 reversal, the Rev Strat, right? And things of that nature. And if you're a little more patient, and you like 3-bar patterns, then that's when you go for the 3-2-2s. Yeah, the 3-2-2s. I can't think of another one off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure that's it. So right here, now we're going to talk about inside bar reversals. I know I have brought this slide up in the last class just to get people to understand what are the entries versus the targets. This slide does not provide any stop losses, but your stop loss, just remember, this will be right here, a bearish reversal, right, back down. These on the top are bearish reversals, 2-1-2 to the downside, 3-1-2 to the downside. And on the bottom are going to be bullish reversals where they're 2 down, 1, 2 up, 3, 1, 2 up, right? But all your stop losses, if wherever the entry's at, will be on the opposite side of that wick, right? So this would be your stop loss as it's presented. Right about down here would be your stop loss, up here would be a stop loss, up here will be your stop loss. So the strat provides everything that you need when it comes to trading, right? So going off of the slide, inside bar reversals are one of the easiest to trade. This is because they are simple to scan for and recognize. When looking to trade inside bar reversals, all you have to do is scan for an inside bar, right? So the person that created this, I know that they're speaking about a scanner, right? That is mostly, not that it's likely, I know for a fact that it's on TOS. I don't use TOS to chart. So I do different things to scan for inside bars, right? The first thing that's going to come to my mind when I want to scan for an inside bar is just because I'm a trader, I'm just going to go ahead and look through my watch list, right? And it just depends on how I feel that day. Do I have enough time to be able to trade, right? Some people may have to go to work. Maybe you're taking care of your kids, right? It just depends on your obligations on that day. So how I like to scan for inside bars, XLY has an inside bar today, right? We could possibly get a continuation to the downside, right? And I know it looks very bullish, right? But it is down, right? For the trend that that is in, or we can get a reversal to the upside. And the reason that I'm saying, before I continue on talking about the inside bars, the reason I say reversal to the upside and not continuation is because the reversal to the downside happened right here. When we went 2 up, right? That's still part of this continuation to the upside. The next day when we came in, we went 2 down, which your entry would have been right here and your stop loss would have been up here, right? So you could have went ahead and took profits as soon as you hit the bottom of this candle. And as well, like I was saying, if you have more contracts, and depending on how you're playing, you could have put more targets down here, and you would have been able to grab those targets as well, just off of the daily chart, right? So this went 2 up right here. So it's part of the continuation. Once we went 2 down, right? Because you see that nothing went 2 down. Everything is from this reversal right here, 2 down, 2 up. And I'm sorry, I should be saying this reversal. It's just I don't want to confuse you guys. Just think because it's a green candle. This was still 2 down from this downtrend, 2 up. This was a 2 down, right? But then it turned 3 up, right? So I like to identify with my 3 bars. I don't like to just look at my 3 bars and call them 3 bars. I know that they're creating broadening formations on lower time frames, but I do want to identify with them and at least know, is your direction up or is your direction down, right? So in this case, I'm going to identify it with it being up because it closed up, right? Versus if I would have found all of these closed up, but if I would have found a 3 bar that was still 3, but it closed downward, I would have named it more so a 3 down, right? So this is still a continuation for me, but it's not part of the strat, right? It's just a 2 up, and you could have did, well, I'm not gonna explain what you could have did, but it's just a 2 up right here. It's just your 2-2 continuation to the upside, right? And that's why I said 3-2-2s are just not reversals, right? When you see it right here, 3-2-2 to the downside or 3-2-2 to the upside, they can also be continuations. It's just further along in the strat, you'll start to identify with that and understand that later on in the process, right? And also just asking questions. So once you got this 3-2-2 continuation to the upside, you still got a 2 continuation to the upside, right? It still took out target. No, it failed to take out. No, it took out target. Let's make sure. The high of this candle was 147.52. The high of this candle was 147.45. So yes, it took out its target. It hit its magnitude, right? Because that's basically the top of that broadening formation. So it hit its magnitude, and this is when you know it reversed. As soon as you get a 2 down, right? Because this candle, even though my 2 is up here, the red candle went down. So it broke the previous low and not the previous high. So we went 2 down. You could have took that entry. We're now in a reversal, right? And it's always safer to take reversals versus continuations, right? I had a hard time learning that, and I try to teach that as much as I can. So people, they both work fairly fine, but reversals do tend out to work a little better than continuations, because in a continuation, you can get chopped up, right? So once we continue down, 2 down right here, and then we got a 2 down right here, even though we went 2 up, if it would have went 3 up, it would have stopped this whole entire downtrend, right? But the downtrend is still in play because we went 2 down and we're just consolidating, right? So this is why I said if we get a 2 up tomorrow, it can be a nice reversal. Me not being biased, I believe the market is going up tomorrow, right? And and it's just looking at this chart, right? And I'm not even looking at SPY or anything, but I can see consumer discretionary jumping up, right? Real quick, jumping off the strat, let me just check. And this is so you guys can see, this is something that I just set this blindly, just off of my head, just looking at the chart. And then you can just go straight into the chart. Oh, I said straight into the chart, go in the bar chart. They're 6% down. I didn't see exactly what they did today, but I could go into the chart, definitely the 5 minutes to the 1 minute, and see exactly how they performed throughout the day, right? So you go into here and you can look at what securities lay inside of this ETF, right? And, or not ETF, rather me say the sector, right? And you see like Dollar General, just different things, you know. Domino's, I'm mentioning Domino's because Domino's likes to run, right? Domino's, SD, just different things of that nature. Home Depot, Lowe's. So things that, you know, people, you know, we're in inflation, but these companies are still able to raise their prices, and people are still able to pay those prices, and they're still going to go to Chipotle, that likes to run as well. People are still going to go to Bath and Body Works. People are still going to go to McDonald's, you know, things of that nature, you know, hotels, the Hiltons, with people traveling. So it's like, it's very important to start learning your sectors and knowing what stocks run inside of them. And if you don't want to play all of these stocks, you can go ahead and play the sector, right? And still capitalize on those gains. The reason also, so we seen that they were down 6%. When I look at that, I wasn't really looking at the rotation and how it was going today. But let me see where they're at. They're right below the third one. So I can see them flipping because, you know, if everything flips, utility may stay up where energy, or utility will go down and energy will go up. Consumer discretionary likes to play with consumer staples and information technology. So I can see that happening, rotating a little bit with real estate and healthcare for tomorrow, right? But I didn't look at everything today to see how everything was rotating, the bottom 3 versus the top 3, right? But let's get back into the strat. You know, and just looking at this chart and also just following the strat, I didn't check the weekly, but let's go ahead and check the weekly. Also inside week recovering as well, right? Because we dropped down, and it's double inside week actually, right? Because we have a 2 up here, or a 3, mind me, because we broke down. Oh, there it is, a 3, right? And a double inside week, right? So it will pick its direction, right? It's just CPI came out today, and there's a lot of chop. Oh, not today, but yesterday. There's a lot of chop in the market, right? There's a lot of gap downs, but gap downs are meant for buyers. Well, that's the rule of thumb. And just to like show you that they will break out, if you look, you don't have a lot of ones, and not even ones, let alone double inside ones. I see one back here, right? You have a 1 right here, right? You have a double inside right here. And this is also like back testing, just seeing things and understanding like, oh, this has to happen. This doesn't, you know, it's very rare for it to stay double inside. And when it stays double inside, what happens? You may get a gap down, right, to exhaustion to the bottom of the trend. And then boom, explosion, a little bit more consolidation, but explosion, right? Anytime you got a 1, what happened? Did it pick its direction? Yep, picked its direction and took out its target that needed to be taken out, and took out an extra target, right? You know, you go back over here, another 1 from a 3, from what we see, no double inside, but definitely pick this direction. But you also got to understand too that these are ETFs, right? ETFs move incredibly slow. They're slow movers, right? American Airlines can move a little more than the ETF. But what I do love about this note right here, and I'm gonna show you the price action. I already see this PMG, and let me just draw it out for you guys, and I'm gonna get right back to the class. It's just, hopefully this could help anybody. So we'll have an entry point. Oops, delete. We'll have an entry point there. We'll have a target here, right? That'll be our entry to go in for calls. Oh yeah, sorry. Delete that one. Right there and right there. So look at the price. And you can look up here, but I'm just gonna look right here, right? From the first green one, I don't know where this green, oh, that's the price. 90, I don't even care about the 100. I'm just looking at my entry would be 42.78, 43.92. I like that move, right? These are like dollar moves, right? And you know how much it likes to move. But the thing that caught my eye is the PMG, the inside bar. No, before I keep saying what caught my eye, no, one thing that I did. In the strat world, you do this, right? I did not set my entry, right? I already know this would be my stop loss. Why? Because I'm looking at this chart being bullish. So if this doesn't trigger tomorrow, I'm not looking at this. If it triggers downward and continues, let it continue. I'll catch the reversal on the bottom. I like reversals, right? Or I'll try to catch a reversal on a smaller time frame. So we're speaking on just utilizing one time frame, right? So the bottom would have just been my stop loss. Now, let me show it to you with price action. So when you go back in previous time, what happens around this level, right? This is a PMG. One candle could take it all out, just like how you're seeing this candle. There was a whole bunch of PMGs right here, but it almost took out all of these candles right here on a bigger time frame. If you give this a 2 or a 3 day chart, this will be one big, all of these will be, because that's 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, will be one big candle taking all of these out, right? So what I'm seeing on a price action on this level, if we hold above, let's see what we're saying today, 142.78. This price action says 141.97. This price action tells me right here a low of 141.93. So I like that bounce. Did we hit that 141.93? Yes, because the high is 142.78. So we try to bounce from there. So what I'm looking at is the prices around here, but then you could just draw a line, like look at the line, that little dotted line, little green dotted line right here. If price stays above that, and that's just where the price is at right now. This is not on my chart, but if price stays above that, what normally happens, you see this candle is right at its opening price. That's called price action. If it stays above this, it can move $5. That is a one, let me see, 42, 1, 2, 3, 4, $5 move. Again, around its price action. What did it do around this price again, right? And we're only looking for price reversing, continuing, or anything that's gonna bounce around this level. This is how you chart and you start to understand things. Now I'm off all the way on the chart class, I apologize. But on the bottom of a downtrend, this candle, let's look at the low or the opening. It is 143.27, 143.37, right? It's just a gap up, but it's around this level, right? Anything above that level likes to go up. Anything above that level likes to go up. Anything above that level. And I'm sorry, just look right here at the opening price, or you look at the low, because we don't want to look at the high and we don't want to look at the close. We're not looking at the top of the candles. That's the top of the level, right? So if you look right there, look how it all matches up. 143.37, 142.60, the low 141.93. Look at this one, 143.04. Look at the low, 143.02. And you know, that's what you do. Look at this thing right here on this level, and this is on a bigger time frame. And then and if you do that on regardless of the fact, that's why I say draw on a bigger time frame, because let's just say I make these just to like see what happens on this range. You could do that, and you can go to a smaller time frame. I'm going right back to the track. I'm getting distracted now, but you can see how that's your range. You know what I'm saying? If we break out of here, look at this candle. Your entry is just at the, you got a different entry on your one. It's taking a continuation, but I also like to trade with my RSI, and I'm seeing that it's breaking my little trading strategy that I've created, and it's breaking the 50% mark on it, right? So I understand that if we have enough volume and the market's running, we can go and take it back up to this range. And it could even go ahead and take out this whole entire PMG. Look how I liked it to run. You know what I'm saying? And you just back test it and see things like that. But and I was able to see all of that off of a daily chart. Right. So let's get right back into the strat. We're talking about reversals. That's what I was explaining to you. That's why that would be a reversal, right? And that'd be an inside bar. But before I get right back into the strat, does anybody have any questions? Is everybody following me? And if you're following me, can you let me know that you're following me? Can you drop a 1 on the chat or put a Y in the chat just to let me know? All right, appreciate you. See, what's your question? See, that's why I be trying to stop, because I know people be having questions. This didn't click for me the first time. You can unmute yourself if you would like to, or you could just type it in and I'll just read out your question. But I'll answer your question before I move on, because I tend to forget. Are you using one time frame or multiple? As I'm presenting this and showing it, I'm just using one time frame, so it could be able to click. Because I think when I'm jumping from time frame to time frame, you know, I'm kind of like practicing and showing you full time frame continuity. So that's going to be for another class, but I'm sticking on one time frame just because the strat works on every single time frame. It's just the type of trader that I am and the type of styles that I've created for myself as well. And also what the strat has shown me with just using multiple different time frame analysis, it just correlates together very well. And that's what I like to do as I trade or even as I teach people. But for the sake of the class and for people retaining the information, I'm sticking to one time frame. But I will reiterate everything that I'm saying. Literally, you can just trade one time frame. You don't have to trade another one. Like everything I just explained right here, you could have put your stop loss right down here, right? I'm gonna make it red so you can know it's a stop loss. And you can just set your alert as well. Look, like I'll set an alert right here. You can just set your alert, and as long as it does not trigger your alert, you don't have to jump out your trade. You know what I'm saying? It's just like that's what the strat does. It provides, like, if you enter here, it gives you a stop loss automatically right down here. It never came to your stop loss, continue upwards. You enter here, your stop loss here. It went up, right? Took out a target on a smaller time frame, and it never hit your stop loss. Still closed up. You just would have lost some profit. No, you actually would have, depending on your entry, if you would have been snipery down here, you would have been still in profit, but you would have not been in profit just because the high and then the close of this was still lower, right? But yeah, it works on one time frame. You're welcome. Does anybody else have any questions? All right, so let's move forward. All right, so this is actually my favorite pattern, right? And real quick, when I read this, if you start looking at this, look at it the opposite way. So when I start reading down here, look at this, right? Look at like the first half, look at this, and then look at that. But I'll remind you so you can be able to understand, because I know some people are going to be looking at this trying to identify, right? So 2-2 reversals are one of my favorite patterns to trade. A normal 2-2 reversal is harder to find and trade solely because it's a two candle pattern. When looking to trade a 2-2 reversal, you want to look for candles that are 2 up, and this is what I meant by here, right down here, because this is a 2 down. You want to look for candles that are 2 up, took out previous highs, right? And then took out previous highs. We don't see the previous high over here, right? But this is a 2 up, took out previous high in red, right? Or 2 down. And it's talking about here, it's red, right? About to fail. Oh, I'm sorry, I explained it wrong. It is 2 up, right? It's not talking about this candle. It is 2 up. It took out its previous high. This is its previous high, and it's red, right? Because it's failing. It's not continuing like this candle to go green and 2 up, right? It opened up here, so it already went 2 up, right? It went up a little higher. You can see the wick, and then it started coming down and failing and failing and failing and failing. It went all the way down, then it recovered a little bit and closed here. So this is what it means by when looking to trade a 2-2 reversal, you want to look for candles that are 2 up, took out a previous high, and is red, right? Coming down. Sometimes they don't have to be red. I'll show you that on the chart, but let's go with this, right? Or a 2 down, right? This candle broke the previous low. A 2 down that took out previous low and is green. This is a 2 down and it took out its previous low and it's green, right? Your entry to trade this one would be right at the top of the high of this candle. Your stop loss will be right at the bottom of this candle, right? And as soon as you enter, your first take profit will be the third candle, the nearby candle after your entry. That high would be your take profit, right? Once you take profit there, you're done for that trade. And the thing is, I like to explain this in a sense of it depends on the time frame that you're trading, right? Because if you're trading a 1 minute time frame, understand that this is 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, right? So this already happened and it happened quick. Now it can reverse right back down. But if this is happening on, let's say, a 1 hour, a 30-minute possibly as well, but let's just be a little more, let's set ourselves up for success. If this is on a daily time frame, possibly even a 4-hour time frame, then it's going to work even more on your favor, right? Because the move are going to be much more larger, right? Because they're going to be bigger time frames. On a 1 minute chart, this could have fell just 30 cents. On a 4-hour chart, this could have fell $4, right? Can I get a Y in the chat if that makes sense? So we're gonna move forward, and this is the case. This is the case because we know, and hold on, I got thrown. Oh, my bad. I told people to throw Ys. Okay, cool. Yeah, I understand that. Great. All right, so I'm gonna just repeat this one more time. When looking to trade a 2-2 reversal, you want to look for candles that are 2 up, right, and are red, or you want to look for candles that are 2 down that took out previous lows and are green, right? This is the case because we know an entry into a 2-2 reversal to the upside is the previous bar's high, right? So if we close green, we will be more likely to reverse as we are closer to that candle's high, and vice versa for a 2-2 reversal to the downside. Can I get a Y in the chat if everybody understood this? Because I don't want to skip over anything and people are just like, wait, hold on, Moody, that almost clicked, but it didn't click. Can someone give you a random ticker so that you can display a reversal? Yeah, bro, I'd rather that. That I don't even look, the Excel, whatever was on my chart was on my chart. I try not to like even role play on a chart. I don't know, I think that makes me nervous, but I'd rather just do it live or just do it whatever. Yeah, we can do that too. So Sam, we could do a live one as well. Sam, I am. We'll do the live one more towards the end of the class just because it's live. And we may need some time depending on the time frame that we're using. But Sam, I am, just throw me the ticker. You can unmute yourself and just let me know the ticker that you would like me to present that to you, because that's what I was gonna do next.
Hey, what's up, Moody? Yeah, let's look at Ford. I mean, right now, if we look at Ford, we would see that there was a continuation on a bigger time frame of it going downward, like for like let's say monthly time frame. However, uh, as for today, it definitely is on a daily time frame. It's definitely going on a reverse. So I think I would like to see just something like that on how does that look like on a reverse on a daily time frame.
All right, okay, gotcha. You want to see, all right, cool. No, you had said a lot and I was just trying to catch on to everything you were saying, but basically to get it to confirm what you said, you just basically want to be able to see a 2-2 reversal on a bigger time frame, such as a daily time frame.
Correct.
All right, cool, awesome. Yeah, no problem. I already seen one right here, bro. That's just like, that was gonna be too easy. All right, cool. So, and there's one about to possibly happen on the daily, but let me go ahead and show you a couple of them that happen in hindsight. Let me turn all this off. Make this a little smaller. All right, so 2-2 reversals, right? And I'm not gonna draw no broad information or anything. I'm gonna just show you this, but if you'd like me to, just let me know. So this, you could have traded as a 3-2-2 reversal, or you could have traded this as a 2-2 reversal, right? So when we would have seen this 3-bar right here, we would have been patient, whatever the case. If you would have traded it the next day, would have gapped up. Let's just say you wasn't trading, you was just watching forward. You would have been like, oh snap! Guess what? Your eyes could have possibly just seen 2-2 reversal, but it was a 3-2-2 reversal, right? Your entry would have been right down there. Let's make that guy white, right? And your stop loss would have been right here. We'll make that red. That was the first reversal that it gave, right? After it ran up. Oh, I'm sorry, I apologize. This 2-2 reversal is the first one that it gave. Make that white so you can know that that's your entry. And we make this one red. Let me explain it this way, and then I'll keep going through the patterns. So once we would have seen this 2 down, 2 down, this 2 down, we would have got inside bar, right? We would have possibly thought, hey, we getting our reversal to go up, right? You would have set yourself up right up here, right? Because you're only trading reversals. You don't want the continuations. You may trade continuations on a smaller time frame, but whatever you find on your dailies, you're trying to trade those reversals, right? So if you set your alert up there, you see it never triggered, you're not worried about this day anymore. This day, continue, not reverse, 2 up, 1, 2 down. Since it's already been going 2 down, this is not a reversal. This is just a continuation. This is identifying a 2-1-2, right? 2-1-2 bearish reversal, or you can get a 2-1-2 bearish continuation, right? A lot of them of the bearish reversals are going to be green, whatever color the middle is, right? Red or green, and it's going to be red. That's why I like to say red to green, or I mean green to red. I apologize. Green to red or red to green. And continuations normally are always going to be green to green or red to red, right? But that is not always the case, but that's just rule of thumb for me, right? So going back into the chart, let's go back and forward. When we just identify it one more time, right? This, and I'm gonna show you the reverse, why it's not a reversal. We went 2 down here, 2 up. This is now reversed to the upside, right? Because we broke the previous high and we did not continue down. So we went 2 up. This is another 2-2 reversal. And look at, every time we talk about these 2-2 reversals, look how nice the moves are. Sometimes they're brief because they'll be right at resistance. I can tell that this is a resistance. I can tell that down here is support, right? And we'll see that better on a smaller time frame. But that's why that one, where was it? I'm sorry, right here. This one was not that much. It wasn't significant, right? And it also didn't go take out any targets. But this one is setting you up with a PMG, and we'll talk about it, right? So, but these 2-2 reversals are very significant. So, and the 2-1-2s, all these reversals are very significant, but on larger time frames, right? And when I'm saying larger, I'm talking like 4 hour, even a 2 to 3 hour chart, but like 4 hours, 2 hours daily, bigger, right? So, long story short, we got our reversal right here from the 2 down, 2 up, reversal. As soon as we got this inside bar, we went 2 up, right? This is continuation, green to green. Let me just help you click it for you. Green to green, right? So, where are we? Right here. So this is, even if you traded 2-1-2s, you know not to trade this 2-1-2 if it breaks the high, because you're waiting for it to break the low because you're trading 2-1-2 reversals, right? So this is a 2-1-2 if you're breaking the high, continuation. And that's why I say I want to help identify that, right? So with this 2-1-2 continuation to the upside, the next day is when we reverse to the downside, which is another 2 down, right? Or you can look at this like the 1-2-2 Rev Strat, because that's exactly what it is. The 1-2-2 Rev Strat. I just like 2-2 reversals, and I understand that if I also like 3-1-2s, and I like the Rev Strat, but I don't speak about them so much. Maybe more so the 3-1-2, and it's because you trade the 3-2-2 and the 1-2-2. You trade it just like a 2-2. Exactly like a 2-2. Even the 3-1-2s, you're trading all of these exactly the same, right? So let's go back to it. It gave us a Rev Strat right here. Right, it was right here. We got the inside bar, you could have waited, and it gave us the Rev Strat reversal to the downside. 1, 2 up, 2 down, and that's what it's going to explain right here. 1, 2 up, 2 down, green, 2 down. It literally just, this is cheating. This is what I tell people. This is cheating trading. Like you just wake up to money. But long story short, right here we got the Rev Strat, or you could look at it as the 2-2 reversal. I would have traded it like the 2-2 reversal and took the 2 down. Would have been my entry point. My stop loss is up here. And note another thing. When you taking reversals on bigger time frames and you put your stop loss, 9 times, well, I ain't gonna say that. Majority of the time, all you're gonna have to do is move. You're gonna most likely say, should I take profits? You know, because you're just gonna have to, like, if you have enough contracts and you trim and you're securing your profits and making sure that you're having risk management in play, and protecting yourself to be able to trade for the next day. All you're gonna have to do is move your stop loss up, like right here, you know. Soon if you would have entered in right here, boom, you would have just had to move this stop loss right here. The next day you would have just moved it right here. The next day you would have moved it right here, right? And this day it would have been giving you more profits and less, like it would have been playing with you, right? This day right here, you still would have been in your trade, but you still went up. At one point you had more profits, but now it's playing around with your profits. This day is a day where now you could have been out your trade, right? Because you're like, man, it's cool, we hit magnitude and stuff like that. But if you're following the strat, you would have been like, okay, cool, I'm gonna just wait to see if we continue. Then the next day you would have broke right down. This is your stop loss now. You would have hit your stop loss and you would have been out your trade at like 13, let me leave it there, 1359, entering in at 1268. You know what I'm saying? And this is Ford. That's a bag. You know what I'm saying? So depending on how many contracts you got though. But yeah, I know I kind of already answered your question, like just showing you those reversals versus the continuations. So I'm gonna just run through it real quick. So
Moody, I got a quick question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
So when you're trading on the daily chart or the bigger time frame, you're looking for the reversals.
Facts.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. I'm looking for the reversals because that's how I trade. But if I'm being risky, I'll take a continuation. But it has to be, bullish market sentiment or bearish market sentiment. It has to be like we got a gap down. That's for buyers. You know what I'm saying? Like, the reason I say stuff like that is just stuck in my memory.
Hey, Moody, I got a question for you.
Yeah, no problem. Just hold that question real quick. I'm gonna do this real quick. Because people like to see this. And this is also what I'm about to start doing here soon. It's just, I know people want these strat classes, so I'm gonna knock out these strat classes. I know we got to do these mentorships and a lot of people want one-on-ones as well. But what I'm going to start doing is breaking down videos. Just like how you see people do reaction to music videos. I have not yet to see nobody do breakdown on chart videos and things of that nature. So like, I love Sarah Sniper. Oh, that's what I was trying to go to. Right. So I'm going to, like, the videos that I know that I've put out into the community, and I am trying to help people with the strat, not only because I know the strat, but just educational information. Some days, if it's not a class that I'll do, I'll probably just do an extra class or just jump on not live, but a Zoom session and speak on it. Right. And you can go to the Discord just so anybody can see it. And you can go right into not even mod video lessons. I believe is in stock training. And it's in a few of these actually, right? Look, right here, Sarah. I don't know which one it is. You probably have to go up, but she talks about it on Gappers and Gap Fills. Yeah, Gappers and Gap Fills. Yup, that's what, yeah, she had to talk about it on Gappers and Gap Fills. I think so. Oh no, or Gappers, how to play them. I think it's Gappers.
Two pink lines, last month's high and low.
But watch this video. There's gems in here, right? And
inside bar.
And it's about the strat and how you trade them. But I can't.
And then right here.
I can't remember, but I know she says it's rule of thumb as well.
So
where
2, 1, 2.
Yeah, I need to start drawing broad information so I can show y'all and teach y'all that. But broad information is gonna be next Thursday. But anyways, what was your question? Because I'm getting off topic, but yeah, all I was gonna show you, because I forgot what I'm talking about anyways, is when I was answering that question with gappers, as well, is when you see a gap down in the market, just look for that low and see if you ever went back down to that low. And if you didn't, understand that gappers, rule of thumb, are for buyers, right? And it's not to say that we'll end green. Sometimes we end green, right? But majority of the times they'll end up selling off, but are for buyers, and gap ups are for sellers. What was your question, bro?
Oh yeah, I was just going to ask, because you said the 2-2 reversals are your favorite favorite setups, right? So is that because there's usually more momentum and you expect that momentum to continue at that point? Because I was thinking that if there's a 1 bar, isn't there something like where they say find the next 2, so you go off the 1 bar looking for the next?
Yeah, but that's not like, that's just, go ahead, let me stop. What? Because you probably had more to say. I apologize.
No, I didn't. I was just trying to get your input on that. So because I was thinking coming off the 1 bar was the easier way, but if you're saying that the 2-2s are the momentum, then that's just kind of what I'm trying to clarify for myself.
Oh, no, I'm not saying that. So I'll explain myself. So one, to explain the 1, don't look at ones like, that's just, like when you explain options and you say, if you buy a stock, you make $1. If it goes up $1, if it goes up $1, and options, you make $100, right? Just depending on the Greeks. It's just easier layman terms to explain it. When you're thinking about the inside bar, think about it if that's your style of trading, or if that's one of your styles of trading. Like, do you look for inside bars? Do you look for consolidation and want to break the highs? You know what I'm saying? Because that's what inside bars really are. Inside bars are consolidation, and it's going to break a previous high. It's going to break out of this There's just a bigger time frame, but it's just a whole bunch of candles that's going to be consolidating, then it's going to break out. If you want to be a breakout trader, you know what I'm saying, then yeah, you know what I'm saying, 1 bars are going to be one of your ways to go. Like if you know that you're a breakout trader as well, 1 bars are going to help you, you know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't say that the strat is you needing to enter on a 1 bar. That's not the case. You can enter on a 2-2 reversal. You can enter, like, there's gonna, like, a lot of them end on 2-2 reversals. That's why I stick with the 2-2 reversal. It's not because of the magnitude, not the magnitude, I forgot the terminology you use, but I know it was like basically for more profits. No, I just like 2-2 reversals because I'm impatient, to be quite honest with you. And it's just a 2 bar setup versus me having to wait for a 3 bar setup. And then also I like 2-2 reversals because 2-2 reversals, like if we look at the chart, normally are like gap downs, or like their 2-2 reversals are like exhausted. That's another reason I like them, right? Their 2-2 reversals are normally found on the bottom of your broadening formations, right? Like, you feel me? Like 3s are found on the bottom and on the top of your broadening formations as well. But a 2-2 reversal is normally found on the bottom of the broadening formation a lot of times, right? And that's another reason I like them, because I know that it's on the bottom and we could take it all the way to the top. Even if we just go to the middle of the range, I'm somebody that I'm obsessed with taking my profits. Like I'm obsessed with learning. So I'm gonna be out that trade regardless. I'm gonna just keep a couple of runners, and even if my runners break at negative 20%, 15%, I'm still gonna be in profit. You know what I'm saying? But that's, I would guess, like those are the reasons why I like 2-2 reversals. And then it just started sticking with me over time, right? Because I remember when I really liked it, the 3-2-2 reversals, and then it was just like, man, the 2-2 reversal is the 3-2-2 reversal. Hold up. You know, so those are my reasons. And I switched up as I started. When I first started, my favorite pattern was the 2-1-2. And now I understand why. And it's because it was just so easy to understand. Inside bar, because you're trying to understand all this stuff about the strat, but it's just like, wait, I could understand that. I could understand. I can now identify the continuation 2-1-2 versus the reversal 2-1-2. And I could also identify what an inside bar is and an inside bar and the entries and the stop loss with them. And I know not to trade it to wait for the next day, right? Depending on the time frame, because you could be on a 5 minute, see an inside bar. You're not waiting for the next day on a 5 minute, obviously, right? So, you know, once you start when I started identifying with things like that, then I started understanding, oh, that's why. Okay, cool. Let me go on to the other ones, you know. But to explain what you want to know, right? Because this is why I listen to people. You want to know, like, and correct me if I'm wrong, like, which one's the best reversal, bro? I can't tell you which one's the best reversal, but what I can tell you is anything coming off of a 3, like a 3-1, a 3-1-2, like right here, 3-1-2s, 3-2, 3-2-2s, 2-2s as well. But let's just stick with anything with the 3s are going to give you a larger move every single time. And it's just common sense, right? Well, I'm not going to say it's common sense because common sense is different for every single person, right? So the reason it's common sense to me is because this is a large move. This is a big, well, of course, not right now for 4, but depending on what you're trading, like these 3 bars are big, right? Let me take it to a larger time frame. So see if it can help me out with what I want to explain. Let's find this a 3 bar. Like from $20, $20.88 down to the low of, and let me just put it right here so people don't get confused. We're talking about this 3 bar right here, from 2091, right, to 1740. That was a large move, right? So even let's just say these candles, this was your entry right, to go for calls, right? It went down, but let's just say this was your entry to go for calls. That was a large move. Entering in at the high right here, I'll look at it right here, 1851 to 2091. That is a great move on Ford, right? So that's why I like those moves, right? And it's just me back testing it. You know what I'm saying? Over and over, and just like, it's easy to back test the strat, bro, because all you're looking for is the strat patterns, like 3-1-2s. Look how large those moves are. It just took another week for that volume to kick in and just take it out of there. 3-2-2s, you know what I'm saying? I love these 3-2-2s, the 3-1-2s, anything that has to do with threes, and that's why I stick with the 2-2s. Because if you would have took that 2, boom, I stick. Because if I stick with the 2-2s, that means I'm in a 3-2-2. You know what I'm saying? That's how it just clicks in my mind. You know what I mean? But hopefully that answers the questions. Let me run to the chat real quick. I appreciate you, D-Wiz. I see you in here. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Okay, so one more time, please, laughing out loud. One more C exclamation point. You got a pink shirt on. Okay, one more time of what? What did you want to see one more time of? And you could just drop it in the, let me see if you say something all the way on the bottom. All right, I'll go all the way to the bottom and see if you reply back to me yet. I love to see SPY if there is time at the end. Yeah, what would you like to see SPY on though? Just be specific with what would you like to see, so I could be able to present that to you. Add the Browning formation. Sam, I am add the Browning formation to, how do you set? Oh, you're probably talking about 4. Yeah, I added it. And I don't know if you're trying to, because I don't know, it was at 8:41. I don't know if that's when I added it, or if you wanted to see it on a bigger time frame, or specifically, how did you want me to add the Browning formation? So I can show you, like, if it's a way that you've been doing it and you're having some problems, I can show you the way it's correctly done. How do you set your chart up with the strat numbers on trading views? Go to mod video lessons right here. And what I would tell you to do is to watch this video, and it's going to be within the first like 30 minutes right here. And I went over it, and I went over it so many times on other videos. But real quick, all you do is go to the indicators. I'm not going to break it all the way down. You go to the indicators and you type in the strat. Once you type in the strat, you have 3 to choose from. You have the strat assistant. You have the strat candles open levels at active FTFC. That's the one that I use. And then you also have, dang, it's not on here. Strat, I forgot what's it called. It's just called strat candle. I don't know why it's not on here right now. They could have took it off, but yeah.
It's called candle types.
Candle type. Man, you fire with it. Who is that just said that? What was your name?
It's Kate.
She said Ed? But yeah, candle type. Let me go back to the chat real quick. I was agreeing with the other for the lobby. Oh, okay, cool. Up here, is an inside bar always a reversal? No. An inside bar can be continuation, like right here. In this case, is a reversal. You went 2 up, inside, 2 down from the top of an uptrend. So this is a reversal to the downside, right? But now that you reverse to the downside, just reverse right back to the upside. So, and this is on a weekly. So, 2 down. This is a reversal. All right. So this one is a reversal, right? 2 up, inside, 2 down, because we're on the top of an uptrend, right? And the real reversal to the uptrend was down here, the 3, 1, 2. That was the real reversal. To the real reversal to the downside was 2 up, 1, 2 down, right? Down here, I'm not gonna explain all of this because it's not gonna get confusing, but I don't want to confuse anybody. But right here, you went 2 up. So you was not on that downtrend anymore. Just real quick, it was a really, you're still in the downtrend. It's just a fake out, right? So you went 2 up right here, 2 down. That completed that reversal, right? Right back to the downside. Now you have a 2, 1, 2 to the downside, and that is going to be a continuation. That's continuation to the downside because you can see it's continuing to the downside from this reversal, but this one is a reversal to the downside. All right, so no. To answer your question, no. Inside bars can be reversals or they can be continuations. Something is not clicking for me. The question I have is, let's say I'm on a 5-minute or a 15-minute and it's a continuation, but on the 1 hour, it's a 2 up, 2 down, and I'm looking for an entry, which do I use to get into? What's your? I understand your question, but are you trying to get in? Because now I don't know if you're trying to get me to trade for you, like the way I read that. I'm trying to understand something. So are you asking me which entry you should take, like the bullish one or the bearish one? Or do you know which entry you're going to take and you're telling me, should I take it? You can unmute yourself if you like. And let me take it over to like what you said. And I'm gonna be honest with you, those time frames just, I wouldn't correlate. It's just me in numbers. I wouldn't correlate the 5-minute, every time frame you said, the 5-minute, 15 to the hour, I wouldn't correlate it like that. It just, in my head, I'm saying it makes sense, but I can make it make sense. I can make anything make sense in my head, right? Because that's what the mind does. But 30 is just numbers, right? I would correlate it 5, 15, and 30-minute, right? I'll still look at the hour, but I wouldn't correlate it with that. And it's just because that's an even number versus odd numbers. But let's go ahead. Let me try to answer that question. And let me read it again to see if I can understand it a little bit. Something is not clicking for me. The question I have is, let's say I'm on a 5-minute. Okay, I'm on a 5-minute or a 15-minute.
So I was struggling to actually get my mute button to come off. So I'll explain it a little bit better. If you're, let's say, looking for an entry, right? And you are, if the 5-minute is the time that you watch, and when you're talking, looking for an entry so that you don't jump in and get clapped. Yeah. How are you using, I guess, making the entry point a little bit better so that as soon as you jump in, it doesn't actually reverse on you and go the opposite way?
Oh, okay. I see what you're talking about. And let me know.
Time frames to correlate that and make, or when you're trying to make an entry, is it best to just look at the time frame that you're trying to enter on? Does that make sense?
Yes, that makes a lot of sense. And that you're completely correct on that. Even when correlating and using time frame analysis, multiple time frame analysis, might me add, you want to stick on a time frame that you entered in on. If you entered in on a 5-minute and you're still like correlating with the 15-minute or this, or you're looking at the 1 minute just to make sure it's going your way, you don't use those other time frames to get out your trade. You use that 5-minute time frame to get out, because that's the time frame you entered in. That's where your pattern is at, right? The other time frames are just going to show you that your pattern is still in play, right? And correct me if I'm wrong, it's like basically you're jumping in. It could be a 2-1-2, whatever strat pattern it is, but you're jumping in at the high. And this is why you're saying you're getting clapped. It starts reversing on you when you jump in at the high, correct?
Sometimes, or kind of just like when you see, if you have a a price target. I mean, yes, a entry marked, right? And you can get in at the entry, but then so what do you do? I guess my question is to know that the right time is to get in and it doesn't reverse on you.
Gotcha. Candlesticks is what pops up in my mind. I know I'm doing a strat class. The strat helps me with all that, but the strat really helps me with entries and exits and like jumping into my trade and stuff like that. But I don't really need it, but I like to use it as my trading strategy. But candlesticks is what tells me. Like right now, I wouldn't jump in a Ford. Right. I did Moody back then when I first started trading. I'm jumping in a Ford. We about to break, man, and we gonna fill gap. No, it's not gonna happen that way, right? It can possibly now happen that way because you have one tap here, like when it ran up, one tap, then you had that two tap, right? But then this one just kept breaking and got bigger, right? And then you can see the rejection right here. It's just price action. It's taking out these, it's supposed to take out the top of these targets, right? But price action, what I've noticed, and this is not going with the strat, but it correlates with the strat, it stops at the bottom of these wicks, right? Each one of these candles, like, let me see if I could get the top. This stopped at the opening of this candle, right? But it also wicked at the bottom of this wick. If I go to the bottom of this wick, I'm gonna move it, but look at these candles over here. If I go to the bottom of this wick, you can see that this wick correlated and hit that price action. And that's when it dropped, right? It said boom and came right back down and try to find some volume. So the candlesticks and the levels of the candlesticks in the chart is what tells me when to jump in. Right now, this is bull flagging, cup and handling, right? So I would have took it for a swing, right? To fill gap for pre-market, or even possibly aftermarket. Didn't fill gap aftermarket because I have my aftermarkets on. So they can definitely, like, if I take it to the 1 minute, where we at? It's cool because we got pre-market. Pre-market could take it. Pre-market could just keep the uptrend, right? But long story short, it's going to be the candlesticks that help me with that, right? So let's say I see the price right here, right? And also I'm going to be using the 1 minute time frames and things of that nature. Right now we got the 5. I'm going to just start the 5 and the 15. The 5 is still strong. We're on an uptrend because it's over the 50 mark, right? The 15 also is over the uptrend, with it creating this cup and handle and also bull flag is creating too many bullish patterns, right? Inverted head and shoulders, right? For a move to go ahead and take out that target, this target, and to take out these PMGs. So that's what I'm seeing, right, on the chart. And that's what's going to help me determine when to jump in. So now that I'm seeing it like this, let's just say, you know, that it just didn't move, right? Pre-market or anything, it just consolidated and stuff of that nature. Me just understanding how the market is and market opening is going to be very volatile. Most likely, I would trade it, right? And I would want to trade it to the upside. So if it hits my target, my entry up here, I will enter this trade, right? And it should be a little higher right here. If it hits my target on my entry point, I'm going to go ahead and enter this trade, right? But I also know if we open up and SPY is weak, we're going to go ahead and take out this PMG coming all the way to the bottom, right? And you can see it on a 5 minute, how it's going to correlate. If I'm bringing it down here, you can see where it's going to stop. It's going to stop right here because I'm seeing this wick right here. And if you're looking at the other chart, you can see now that I'm going side to side, look at all that bounce, right? Off of the support when it went right back up. So that's going to be another entry point for me. See, and now I'm not talking about the strat. I'm talking about charts. And that's why I say I have a lot of different trading strategies. I may be trading the strat because I know the strat works, right? To me, it's going to work 80 to 90% of the time. And it's just because I'm going to utilize the other things that I know, right? I can wake up and just say, hey, I'm going to trade support and resistance or trade the range, or hey, things may be on supply and demand. It depends on what the chart is telling me. We may be at a demand zone. We may be at a supply zone. So I may trade it like that as well. But I may also use my strat to just give me an entry, right? But just looking at the chart, it looks like it's gonna go up. Let me go to this one over here and just go to a bigger time frame, just so you can see like what I'll do. Going over to a 2 hour, it's also showing me that, yeah, we can go up, right? Because if you're a pattern trader, and let's just say you're trying to see something, right? Boom, and you want to see it break out of that, right? I also drew an entry point. Let me get it on the right chart. What was it? 1140. So let's put 1140 on my chart right here on this one. And you know, it's just drawn up on your chart. I tell people always draw on your chart, draw on your charts, draw on your chart, right? This is more of a descending triangle, right? And I should have drawn this bad boy from, nope, I should keep it right there. So now what I'm gonna do is just what I showed y'all earlier. Let's look at how price reacts over this level, 1140. Nice green candle, breaks up. Like a little fake out, breaks up, goes all the way to the top of the trend. Bounces off of it, so it's a nice bounce and support, breaks up. Right? Because I'm only looking for moves that's gonna bounce off of it or go up. I'm not trying to confuse myself, right? I'm not biased. I trade what I see, but I can be biased in the market because if it's continuations, I can say, hey, I'm not trading. Oh, well, hey, guess what? I'm not trading this week. I'm not trading this month because I don't have no reversals, whatever the case may be, right? So just looking at price, we break over it, we go crazy, right? It kind of stops us. So this could be this is resistance as well, right? Because we can see these other candles that's not passing through it, right? Even this one, how it broke straight through it. So it's like when you're seeing certain things like that, it's like, okay, cool. This is the Braun formation I drew, so it's still inside of his Braun formation, right? We got a new lower leg taking off this, right? Because I could see it breaking past over here. It's just like when you see all these drops like that. Look at these drops. As soon as you catch that reversal, boom, drop. Catch that reversal, boom. And and then another thing to answer your question, another thing that's gonna help guide me is like support and resistance. We're at resistance. I know we want to break resistance and we want to make money and we want to go for calls, but 9 times out of 10, it doesn't matter what chart I go to when we hit a resistance, and especially on a smaller time frame, right? We come right back down, right? So it's just like, look, right here, we this 1140 broke, boom, testing it, testing it, testing it, broke over it. Testing it again, broke over it, found support, runs up, right? These people wanted to go crazy, running up. Look, guess what happens? Boom, falls right back down, right? What's happening now again? So it's gonna, since it broke already, it's gonna break again, but then it's gonna come right back down and test it, right? So that's another thing that helps me with my entries. If I know we're at the high, I'm not trying to break and go for calls. The only way I'm going to do that is if my 1 minute tells me so. If my 1 minute is down here and we're at close to a high or something like that, I'm gonna go for it. You know what I'm saying? Or like the 1 minute could be like, of course, because it's gonna be it's up on a high, so the 1 minute is gonna be up, but it could be on red candles like down here, right? Bull flagging. Now, if it's bull flagging on the bottom of the channel, I'll take it. But like I just said, bottom of the channel, support. I'm going for calls at support. I'm going for puts at resistance. Right? So that's what helps me with that. Hopefully I was able to answer that question. And
I appreciate it. Yes, you were. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, let me scroll up in the chat before I keep moving along. Boom, 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 boom. Thank you, D-Wiz. I thought the same. I've been looking for reversals with the one candle. Yeah, they could be different. They could be either reversals or continuations. Is the inside bar, okay, I answer these questions. Inside bar is always a 1 bar. Yup, what D-Wiz said. Why is a 3 candle also known as a Browning formation? The 3 candle is not known as a Browning formation. The 3 candle is an engulfing candle. The 3 candle is known as an engulfing candle, and it's known that it just broke the previous high and the previous low. But we know that the 3 bar is creating a broadening formation on a smaller time frame. That's what we identify with. When a 3 bar forms, you can see, yep, he was about to explain it. So how are you able to tell if it's a continuation or reversal? Kate, unmute yourself and let me know if you need me to go back over that stuff, because I know I went over it a couple of times, but if it's not clicking for you, I'll find a different way to make it click for you. I was agreeing, or just drop it in the chat and just let me know.
Hey, sorry, I got on a little late, so I missed the first explanation of it. But I could go back and just rewatch the video.
Brad, I know who you are. I got you. I'll explain it here in a second. I got you. I was
Thank you.
You're welcome. Type Strat, appreciate you, East. Can you show how supply and demand on this chart, how it can help enter and exit a trade? I will do a class on supply and demand, but I want to stick on the strat, because that's why I started going on a tangent. And I don't know if people like that, because like when people are entering the class, they may just want to learn about the reversals. But if people drop a Y in the chat and they be like, hey, I don't care, yeah, talk about everything you want to talk about, then I will. But I'm gonna try to stay on topic. And also I am taking consideration and note to all the class ideas that everybody is dropping in here. And I will be going through them, and I will be doing different ones. Like people are talking about Browning formations. Browning formations is tomorrow with full time frame continuity and things of that nature, right? So things that I know that I use and that I've applied and that I've been successful with, I'll also do classes on that. Day trading says after joining Discord. Okay, I gotta read some more. But let me read the last few questions. I've got to drop off. Is this being recorded? I like to see the rest of the slides. Yes, this is being recorded. All right, cool. And that was the last question. That's what we're getting to, the rest of the slides. And the slides, I think if you're still on, I think I'm only going through I'm going through a couple of more. Because I was gonna say in the beginning of this, depending on the time, I will cut this continuation class into a different class, but I kind of already like touched on it. So let's get through the slides though. And I already covered how we see a 2-2 reversal, and I kind of covered the rest of these, but we're gonna go over them again if you guys would like. So 3-2-2 reversals, right? Also one of my favorites, right? Note, because it's part of the 2-2 reversal. A 3-2-2 reversal is going to be easier to scan for, as it is a 3-candle pattern, meaning we can scan for the first two and trade the third one. Meaning when he's saying that we can scan for the first two, meaning the first two patterns, 3-2. Now that we've seen a 3-2, we know what's going to happen. It's either going 2 to the downside, continuation, or reversal to the upside. Is going to continue to the downside, or is going to give us a reversal. We don't care. We're going to put our entry up here. We're going to put a stop loss up here, because we're not going for continuations. We're going for reversals. It triggers enter, right? So you're just scanning for 2 bars, right? So if I bring you over to the chart, before I even do that, because I started getting lost, let me finish the rest of this slide. When looking to trade the 3-2-2 reversals, you want to trade them exactly or exact same way as a normal 2-2 reversal. Hint to why I like the 2-2 reversals, right? So let's go. We could go back to the forward if anybody needs to. I'm just trying to finish up the slides, because I know some people just want to be able to see that, and then we could go crazy, chart, whatever the case may be. All right, so this is a 3-1-2. So this is a 3-2-2 reversal as well, right? To the downside. It's just not showing it to you as a 3-2 up to the downside. So I'm not going to explain this one because I don't want to confuse people, but this right here is still a 3, right? Because this went 2 up, 3, 2, 2 down. That's just a big old reversal, right? And that big old reversal just took you all the way down, right? And then they try to reverse back up. All right, 3-2-2 continuation, 3-2-2. Hey man, show it to me how we need to find it. See, this is a reversal too, but it's not like the one on the picture. I want to show you. There it goes. Oh no, this is, it would have went 3 bar. But this is forward. Get off the forward. Somebody throw me a stock. Somebody throw me a stock. McDonald's. All right, look, there's one in play. 3, 2, it's inside 1. So entries up here. That'll be a 3-2-2 reversal in play, right? That's what you'll want to see. Well, sorry, I just said reversal. So let me look at this. 2, 1, 2 to the downside, but we close back up. So I will consider that a continuation. My bad. I'm trying to really find this. Oh, well, hey, look, I'll explain it on this one, right? And I'll try to find a bullish reversal because it's the bearish reversal. So we have this pattern, 3, 2, 2 down, right? It just didn't take its target all the way down. It did it within several days, right? But let me clear Mickey D's, remove. Entry point, white, stop loss, red, right? So we would have seen this bar pattern, 3. Okay, cool. We're not trading or whatever. Next day, 2 up. Oh, snap. Hold on. I'm definitely trading tomorrow, right? Because I like patterns, or I like 3-2-2 continuations, or 3-2-2 reversals, right? So let's say we've seen this 3-2-2 reversal, right back to the downside, right? So we are going to enter on the bottom. Our stop loss is going to be at the top. Our target's going to be right here, right? And this is where I'm gonna just show you real quick multiple time frame analysis, right? Because we don't see no bottom wicks right here, right? But I'm gonna just go ahead and draw a line right here because this is where this one stopped at, and we want to find the target. I'm gonna put it on that one because let me just do this. Delete. It's just my magnet wouldn't allow me to do it. Now we're going to a smaller time frame so we can find this target for that one, right? Let's raise this one up a little bit, like right there. And now we'll go down to 4 hour, just to not have to go all the way down. Okay, we have to go all the way down. Let's go to 10 minute. Entry. That was our target. This is the fake target because this is where it reversed that, remember? So the target that it took out was right there. And you could have found that on a 10 minute and even smaller, right? And of course, you would have had more targets because we went to a smaller time frame, right? Because our entries right here and our magnitudes right here. And this is what you guys see me do, right? And it's because, man, look, that's 132. I already know McDonald's is paying me already from 138 to 136, right? So I'm just gonna find like little take profit zones or trim areas, or just to make sure I'm going through these levels correctly. And as you see, I'm taking my targets from down here. I'm not looking at the levels or anything. And look at these candles. As soon as they hit my entry, boom, his first target. Opens under that target, keeps falling down, takes that target out, comes to this target, falls under, comes down, takes this target. You're done with the trade. You could have got out on the green ones up there, or could have got out down here or up here, or you could have got out right there like, nah, I'm done. You know what I'm saying? And this is why I love the strat, because it just makes it so easy. And once you start utilizing it and you just start, you see, I just did that right here. We can go all the way to the beginning, right? And once you start utilizing the strat, you're just going to do that. And you're going to be like, oh, snap, look how I just hit every single one of my levels, right? And this is like how I give you guys levels as well. When I give you guys, when I do chart classes, I mean, watch lists and things of that nature, right? So let's go back to the slide. And yeah, I explained everything on here, but this is your 3-2-2s, right? Reversals. You're entering here, your target will be your 3 bar. But like I said, 3 bars, we know that they're huge, right? So you want to go to smaller time frames and just go ahead and, you know what I mean, trim a little bit of profits. You don't want to go all the way to your magnitude, especially if you're only trading with 1 and 3 contracts. Don't do that, because I used to do that, and then I never used to hit my target and be like, dang, I was green. And you know, then I started getting disciplined, and it was like I still closed the trade out green, but I could have took 80% versus taking 35%, right? Because I let it come right back down, right? So you'll enter here, take profits up there or along the way inside of here using smaller time frames. Stop loss will be on the bottom, right? And that's going to be for your bearish reversal. For your bullish reversal, for your bullish reversal. For your bearish reversal, right? It'll just be the opposite way. Entry will be on that 2 on the bottom, right? Your target will be on the bottom, like the same thing I showed on this one, right? On the chart, you'll want to find some smaller targets around here, right? And your stop loss will be at the top. Going over to the Rev Strat, something that we spoke about a little earlier, right? So the Rev Strat is going to be this one right here, the 122 bullish Rev Strat. We'll go back, and I'm definitely gonna save the continuations for tomorrow, but I'll just, because I know I went over, I said for tomorrow for the next class, but I'll definitely just go over it a little bit, especially too for Kate. I know you say you jumped in a little later. So the Rev Strat. The Rev Strat. A Rev Strat is a consolidation formed by an outside bar or a compound outside bar. This is shown by the highlighted boxes and the resulting broadening formations. We'll touch on more of this later. We'll actually be touching on that next week. When looking to trade a Rev Strat, there are 2 types: a 1-bar Rev Strat, which I was mentioning with the 50% retracement rule, as well a normal Rev Strat, which is a 3-bar setup, which is the 1, 2, 2, right? And this is going to be the one with the 50% retracement rule, and then this is going to be the regular one. The latter is easier to scan. The letters are easier to scan for as it is a 3-bar setup, while it contrasts the 1, 3 is a 2-bar setup, right? So just going back to like the beginning when it was saying like the Rev Strat, right? This is still the Rev Strat, but it's just compounding, right? This is a 1 to a 3-bar. This is a 1 to a 2 to a 2-bar, right? But this is when you start looking at multiple time frame analysis. And this is not speaking on it, but I'm able to see that within these candles already, where if we was to connect both of these candles, this 2 and this 2, this would be a what? A 3, because it'll be breaking the low and the high of this candle, just like you're seeing it here. If we connect these 2, this would be breaking the high and the low of this candle, right? So it's just breaking this pattern down just a little bit more so you can be able to enter a little bit more safely, right? So let me just go, what's the next slide? That'll be continuations. We'll go over continuations. I want to go over to the chart to make sure it's sticking for people.
Yo,
but
park right here.
Hey, if you don't mind, can you mute your mic? But let me just go ahead and read through it for you guys. We'll just try to knock it out. I just know it's getting it's getting late. But if you guys give me a 5-minute break, get some energy, I'll come right back. All right, so what are continuations? A continuation is when price moves in one direction, consolidates inside bar, right? And then continues to move, right? I'll read that again. Well, let me give you I didn't mean to do that. Exit. Why do I always do that? So I'm not going to talk about reversals or anything. I always should do that so I don't confuse you. This is still a 2 up. All right, so this is a continuation because this is still 2 up. Wait, we went 2 down. No, this is a reversal. 2, 1, 2. Well, let's just make believe that this is a continuation because I just want to explain what it's saying. With continuations, you'll find inside bars, right? It can still be a reversal, but you normally will find inside bars and then it'll continue in the direction of the previous candle. Not the previous candle, but the third candle, the 2 up, right? So that was the right one. Going back to it. Trading continuations is best done when playing with stocks that have a higher volatility. I'll read that one more time because that's important. Trading continuations is best done when playing with stocks that have higher volatility. Always look to take reversals instead of continuations. Always look to take reversals instead of continuations when trading, because reversals have a higher chance of working. When trading a reversal, there are participants that are caught short / long that have to close their positions when price reverses against them when we enter, right? Because you always got to think that. It's just like how we had a gap down today. Sellers were taking profits, and even people that went long, they got stopped out. So they also were getting out of the trade while other people were jumping in to buy it up, right? That's why it's like a rule of thumb. That basically explains it all right there. Gap downs and gap ups. Because of this, you'll have more buying / selling pressure in the direction of your trade. That ain't saying what I'm about to say. What I just said. Because of this, you'll have more buying / selling pressure in the direction of your trade. When compared to continuations, there is simply a consolidation, meaning those who were long / short previously have no reason to enter or exit, right? This means that there will be less buyers / sellers to push the trade in your direction, right? I'll read that one more time. When compared to continuations, there is simply a consolidation, meaning those who were long buying, right, / short selling previously have no reason to enter or exit their trade because it's an inside bar, right? This means that there will be less buyers / sellers to push the trade in your direction. We'll build on this on a further into this course, right? So that's also another reason why we don't trade inside bars. We don't trade 1 bars. Why? Because we know that buyers and sellers are not jumping into that, right? And we also know that that buyers or sellers that were in the trade are also not exiting that trade because there was no reason for them to. Their stop loss never got hit, right? They just have to be patient now. They're stuck in the trade. And if you want to take a screenshot, I will be putting out these slides. Just give me till tomorrow. I will be putting out these slides for you guys to be able to reference them. But you can take some pictures of these, and these are going to be, let me look at them. Falling wedge. Okay, so these are continuation patterns. All of these are bullish continuation patterns. Like a falling wedge is a bullish continuation because it's basically a bull flag. A bullish rectangle is also a bull flag. They're all bull flags or bull pendants, right? So these are continuation patterns. And then that was the falling wedge, rising wedge. All of these are going to be bearish continuation patterns, the opposite, the inverse of the bullish pattern that we're seeing, right? So 2-1-2 continuations. All right, cool. 2-1-2 continuations. A 2-1-2 continuation looks very similar to a 2-1-2 reversal, but the first 2 is in the direction that the second 2 breaks to. Yeah, I kind of said that earlier. Meaning, I'll read it and then show it to you. A 2-1-2 continuation looks very similar to a 2-1-2. Sorry, this is a continuation. Both of these are continuations. A 2-1-2 continuation looks very similar to a 2-1-2 reversal, but the first 2 is in the direction that the second one breaks, right? So this is a 2 up, right? So the continuation is like letting you know, hey, we went inside, but even though they look the same, the reversal, since we went 2 up, we're looking to go 2 up after this consolidation to go ahead and take out the target and whatever other targets we had over there. So that's what that is explaining. When looking to trade a 2-1-2 consolidation, there is something called a measured move, which is where you measure the high and the low of the first two, and then project from your entry. And example is shown right here. And this would be your measured move. When I'm talking about like your other targets and things of that nature, you're going to enter here, you're going to take your first profits right here, right? But depending on the stock that it is, that could be you just making 5%, right? So that's why it's talking about is measured move, where it's like you can take profits there, but if you know how to trade the strat and you see other targets nearby, right, a second target, you can go ahead and take profits there, right? Continuations and reversals commonly go much further than their targets, right? And this is why it's showing you is measure move, because we normally take out more than, like, we enter on this, if it's a 3-bar pattern on this on the third, but our entry is found on the second, and we take profits on the third, but it normally always takes out some more targets, right? And then 2-2 continuations, right? 2-2 downs, 2-2-2s going up. These are not actionable, but they do occur very often. They occur very, very often where you just continue seeing 2 downs, 2 downs, 2 downs, or 2 ups, 2 ups, 2 ups. Those are just seeing, those are identifying and confirming that that is a continuation to the downside, because it broke the previous low, then the next candle, this one broke that previous low, and this one as well. And that's going to be it for the slides. But real quick, just like how you see this little pattern right here, when you start seeing these 2-2-2-2 downs and you see a little doji right here, or even if you don't see a doji, maybe a pin bar, an actionable signal, or even if you don't see an actionable signal, you may see a 1 right here and it starts reversing back up and you're seeing a bowl and it just broke. I take those, right? Because that's from a resistance going to a support, from a support going right back to resistance. And I speak on that on live, and I always speak about that, just by the bottom. Does anybody have any questions? Let me go over to the chat. And dang, I'm proud of myself because I actually just went over, and I'm glad that I did not save the continuations for another time, because I actually went over all of these. Like, I just didn't go through the slides, but I went through all of that because I remember talking about the all of these patterns. But yeah, let's get into it though now. Dang, Shorty over there laughing. All right, let me read the chat. And I ain't forget about you, Kate. Appreciate you, Dennis. And what Moody means, we don't trade inside bars. We never enter a trade on a inside, yeah, facts, inside bar. We enter after the next candle chooses a direction, whether it's a 2 up or 2 down, facts. We're jumping in the directional candle. Can the action on the 2-2-2-2 be moving your stop loss if you're already in the trade? Yes, right? So is that, like, your question is actually right here. So like, let's say you entered in at the top and this was your stop loss, right? Right here. As soon as you start moving in this trade and you see this candle, the third candle start opening up, you move your stop loss to this bottom right here, right? And as long as this candle doesn't come stop you out, you're good, right? Once this candle closes and the next candle starts going live, you can move your stop loss right under there. And that's why we know, just how I answered your question, that's how we know how we take out another trader. Because it's like, if you're going for calls, right? And I see it being exhausted, I'm trading against you or whoever else is trading in the bots and computers. Okay, it's exhausted, boom, I'm about to go take all them out. And that's why I like PMGs. Let me go back to the chat. Okay, that was the last question. So real quick, Kate, let's identify what's a reversal versus continuation. So I'm gonna just start right here. So all of these were 2 downs, 2 downs, 2 downs, because it reversed, right? Well, I'm not gonna talk about all that because I'm gonna have to go all the way back, but we're just seeing all of these 2. I'm gonna start right here because that went 2 up. 2 down right here was a reversal. 2 down also was part of that reversal, but that's the not part of the reversal, that's the continuation. Once this candle on the, oh, that's why it's throwing me off. I'm on a 10-minute time frame. That's why I like explaining it. I like explaining certain things on certain time frames because it clicks better. And then when you learn how to trade it, you'll understand it on a 5, 10, or 1 minute. So this is the real reversal to McDonald's. We went 2 down right here, right off of this 3-2-2 reversal, right, or continuation, might I say. So once we finished with this continuation, it got exhausted at the bottom of the broadening formation. I had to go back to make sure. At the bottom of the broadening formation, and then your entry would have been right here, right? So this is a reversal, right? A 2 down, 2 up, right? You in every single 2 2s, like 2 2 up or 2 down, 2 up, 2 up, 2 down, they're all reversals. And that's another reason why I like those two, because you can't get confused, right? So this is the real reversal right here, right? So now that it reversed, because you broke the previous high, the next candle is just a continuation. This is the 2-2 reversal. This is continuation. This is continuation. 2-1-2. This is a 2-1-2 continuation because it's not found at the bottom of the reversal or at the top of the reversal. Like right here, when we got 2 up, right? It reversed back. This is all 2 downs, 2 down, 2 up, reversal, right? 1 inside bar, 2 down, reversal right to the downside because it already reversed up and it could have continued up, but then it reversed right back down. 2 down, 1, and this looks like the 3-2-2, right? But it's not. It's just 2 down, 1, 2. That's a 2-1-2 bullish reversal right after a bearish 2-2, bearish 2-1-2 reversal. So these are the difference, right? And how I also correlate it is green to red, not counting the 1, right? Because I don't care what color this is, because it's just an entry and entry and stop loss for me. So green to red. If I bring you all the way to the strat, green, we don't care about this. Green to red to green. It literally plays out like that on the chart, right? But you're welcome in the chat. But that's not necessarily the case, right? Not always, but I see it play out more often than not like that, right? So continuation, 2-1-2, continuation, right? Continuation, 2 up, continuation, 3. Still, because it went 2 up first, continuation. Or it could have went 2 down, then 2 up. But like this is setting up a broader formation on a smaller time frame. And we also know that it's a 3 bar, right? So let's see what the next candle does as well. So now this was a reversal to the downside. This is a 3 up, green, right? But 3-2-2 down, right? 3-2 down, 2 down. So this was still a reversal to the downside. You're just not seeing it like those reversals. Like say if it was 3-2 up, then 2 down, it doesn't have to be that way. It's what the strat shows us, right? But as you start getting more in tune with the strat, you start understanding like, okay, cool, got you. That's also the reversal to the downside, right? So that's how you are able to tell reversals from continuations. And also reversals are always going to be at the bottom. And if you're seeing it in the middle of the range, it's most likely a continuation, right? So that's how you're able to tell reversals versus continuations. Always look like, even if I'm on a 1 minute chart, I'm always going to be looking at my chart and I know if we're in a reversal or if we're in a continuation, right? Because now I'm on a 1 minute chart. I know for a fact this went 2 down, 2 up, it reversed up, right? Now this is a continuation because we already reversed. Like, let me make this bigger. And this is on the bottom of a downtrend because this is the bottom of the downtrend, right? Because one person may say, but what about this one back here? That's the bottom of a downtrend as well, right? But this is a different trend, right? Because it's a different level. It went up to a higher level, came down to a support to go to a different level, right? So long story short, right here, we got the 2 down because it broke previous low and not previous high. 2 up, right? Entry is right here. At that white line, stop loss at the red line, right? Delete that stuff so it doesn't confuse you. So reversal, we entering in. Now that you see this 1, 2, this is continuation because it already reversed right here on a 2 up. We already went 2 up. It's just consolidating now. It's inside of this bar, right? Boom, you could have entered in right there too, right? Or added more contract. That's what you do with the strat. Like me, I don't explain that so often, and it's just because I have to have that question. I don't know to just come up with it and tell somebody that. But like, if I was to enter in right here and I'm on a 1 minute, I just load it up. I could have bought 20 contracts. Boom. All right, let's go. We went 2 up. Let's say I didn't take none of my profits because I know I'm on a 1 minute chart, but it took out these targets right here, right? That's why it wicked back down. Let's say, boom, we inside and I'm just feeling risky or whatever. And I'm just like, yo, as soon as I get my next candle, if we break up, I know we're going to take out this target, right? Because that's what it does. It's a 3-bar setup, right? So I might just buy another 30, but I don't average down. I average in. Like I average in, or I think it's called average up, right? And I would average more if I'm at break even. But if I'm down 20%, 30%, I'm not gonna, I don't like to average in my trade. I don't like to average in the losers. It just doesn't make sense. Why put money into something that's losing? I'll put money into something that's winning though. So I would have bought more contracts right there. Boom, you know, gap fill. This right here, continuation still, right? Continuation still, right? Continuation still, continuation still, inside bar, 2 up, continuation still. This is the reversal. Once you would have got that 2 down. And then you got this other 2 down, faked you out because it went all the way red, started taking out some targets right here, right? It took out that target. It took out that target, came bounced, right? As soon as it took that target out, it bounced basically on a 50 market of RSI, came back up, bullish pin bar, right? And you could have entered in on that 3. And that's another thing to learn. But I don't like to say that stuff because it's like once you learn the strat, now you'll start finding your way. And then you'll start to understand like, oh, I could take this break of this 3. This ain't even a pattern, but it's just I know how to trade the strat and I know how to trade candlesticks. So I know like, oh, that's a break of this high and I still got these high to take out. Let's go ahead. You know what I'm saying? Actionable signal, pin bar, actionable signal, gravestone. Dragonfly, doji. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I trade candlesticks. So the candlesticks are telling me to buy it. So that's what I'm going to do. Go back to the chat. Oh yeah, so I'm sorry, Kate, because I forgot. And that's all of these are continuations, right? And then you got a bullish reversal back right here when you went 3 up, 2 reversal back up, right? And it took out that PMG and that part of that PMG. Notice that too right there. One candle really takes them off. Look, I'll draw it. One candle, your entry would have been down there, right here. Boom, boom, boom. One candle takes it all out. And that's it. And me, to be honest, I would have seen this whole thing inverted head and shoulders. I would have seen this as soon as I would have had that 2 up and it would have started failing before it would have even came down to that last target, I would have got out my trade. And it's just because it's just what I was explaining on 4. It's levels. That's the high right there. Let me take this thing off. That's the high. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the high. You can see, like, if I go and pass in, like you see how it was support at one time, I'm done with the trade. Once I find another setup, you know, how it came down, 2 down, 1, I could have took that one. Once I find another strat setup, I could keep going if I would like. But yeah, that's how you identify what continuations versus reversals are. And Kate, you could mute yourself or drop it in the chat and let me know, because I know, please rewatch it because I explained it way differently and I know I did better. I kind of just ran through it, but let me know if that clicked for you or if you did understand what I was saying. Can tutus, oh, I read that already. New here. What up, though? What's the name of the indicators to add 3, 2s, and 1s? It's called the Strat. On TradingViews, it's called the Strat. The one that I use is called the Strat indicator. You just go to the indicator, STRAT. The Strat Assist is dope, or the Strat candles. I don't know why candle types is not popping up. Yeah, I don't know why it's not popping up, but they also had another one on there. But the one that I recommend is Strat Candle Open Levels Active FT-FC. That's the one I use. And then you'll click it and just a box will pop up and you just click OK. You could check my first Strat, not the first Strat video, the one that says Strat Part 1. I talked about it on there too. You could check it out on that one, or you could just check out the most recent one, which is like the Strat Beginners 101. You can find that in the mod video lessons. You're welcome. Okay, thank you, Moody. I appreciate it. You answered a lot of questions there. Definitely clarified a lot for me. Awesome. I appreciate knowing that and knowing that I was able to help you. That's the goal. The goal is to make sure, I got different goals, but to make sure everybody's understanding it. But I want everybody to be able to quit their job and just trade or make money investing and things of that nature. Pretty sure everybody will love to do that. But yeah, does anybody have any questions or would like me to go over a chart or things of that nature before I get off? Oh, the homie wanted to do that stuff live. I forgot. Bitcoin. I'll do it live if it gives me time on a 1 minute, because I really don't want to be. It's not that I don't want to be. I just I gotta eat some food and get the rest of my day going. We're on a continuation. Do reversal. Continuation. We just hit peak right here, breaking RSI, but that's the 5 minute. We're exhausted on the 1 minute. We could run a little bit more, but it's exhausted. It's gonna try to run, but let me see. Check 3 minute. May not even try to run. 3 minutes still got some power in it. And just took out one target right there. All right, new setup right there. 1 minute. Yo, damn, I should have just said it out loud. I don't know why I'm saying it in my head. Yeah, I would go for continuations to the upside just because it's still strong. 5 minutes strong, 15 minute, yeah, definitely take profits right there. 15 minute, yeah, still got time. We just broke RSI. It's definitely gonna go right here. It's probably gonna hit my alert. Yup, told you, boom, take profits. Now that we did that, see, that's why I said take profits. It comes right back down to my alert. I'm not even doing the Strat thing. Well, I am using the Strat, but I'm just reading candles. 15 minutes, still got time. How long we got? 2 minutes. That's amazing. So we're probably gonna go and take out this target. Let me go to a smaller time frame and see how we holding up over this price. We need to hold over this price though, if we want to take out that target. Oh, 1 minute probably exhausted though. 1 minute is exhausted, oversold. We could probably, probably get another little push, maybe, but it's gonna come down now. 3 minute. 3 minutes still got a little time to get exhausted, and it could do it. So that means 1 minute could get oversold a little bit more and then bounce one more time. But let's see if it fails. See if it gives us a reversal, a continuation. Looks like it's gonna give a continuation. I think it's gonna go to up. Reason I'm saying that's because the daily's right there. They're trying to take it to the opening of the day. They're trying to make this go green. You just need more time. It's just the 1 minute. Let's see what's going on in the 3 minute. We still got 2 minutes. So the 5 minute about knows the 15 minute, 2 minutes. They're all correlating. See, and that's one thing that you start noticing when your time frames are correlating. They don't always correlate. How you got 1 minute on 3 minute, you got 1 minute, you got 1 minute on 5 minute, you got 1 minute on 15 minute. So they're gonna buy it up. See, told you it was gonna go pass over daily. They're gonna take out these wicks right here, and I'll be done with that trade. I wouldn't be like, it just depends on where I would have entered in. Like me talking now, like from when we first started, I'd be done with the trade. But if I, you know, it just depends because this is Bitcoin. I'm gonna be on. It just depends how many orders I opened up. If I opened up multiple orders at the same time, I would have just cut a couple. See, just took out that PMG. It's a wrap. That's it. That trade over with. Let's see. See the bounce. How I told you it was gonna bounce. Continuation 212 to the upside. Right. It could possibly bounce one more time. Got to check the 3 minute for that. We just got oversold. Yes, it can do it because the 3 minute does like to bounce on there sometimes. But it's exhausted. Not that it's exhausted. It did what it needed to do. 3 minutes is going to show us a lot now what will happen, right? Because this is a big move. 3 minute close to the highs. That's beautiful. And we got 3 minutes left. That means all of these time frames are correlating. See, 15 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute. See, and that's why I was saying what I was saying earlier, how it wouldn't correlate it with the hour because that's an even number. But it's correlating with my hour right now. We just got a new hourly time frame. You got a bullish reversal, 3, 2, 2 to the upside. So you're in a reversal. So I would stay in this trade. Now that I'm looking at a bigger time frame, I would definitely stay in this trade because you just caught the reversal, right? And you're freshly off the reversal, off the hour, right? So you know that you're going to get a pullback. Go ahead and take profits and don't get scared. You know you're going to receive a pullback. But you see how we're just running. I guess that was live. I didn't really do it. I just started just talking. I apologize. I'm just tired, bro. I'm going to Strat. Hi, Moody. I use TOS. Can you use the Strat using that platform? Yes, you can use the Strat using that platform. That thing gone, boy. Stop playing. See, look at that hour. It's just the hour fresh. The hour is fresh. They're buying it up. And now you have full time frame continuity. Remember when I said they were trying to make that day go green? Moody not going. I love to say that, but I'm not gonna steer you the wrong way. If I don't know what I'm doing, I'm gonna tell you I don't know what I'm doing. Bull flagging, breakout. See how I told you it was gonna pull back. Look, let's go to the 1 minute. It's because the 1 minute was exhausted. Look, you see? Now the 1 minute is gonna try to come test this to see if it want to bounce again. But what you check 3 minute. 3 minute oversold as well. It could try to bounce because we've seen that, but 5 minute oversold as well. 5 minutes could try to bounce and do that too, but you got to keep going further back. 15 minute, got time to go oversold. You see this? So a lot of consolidation can happen or pullback, right? Like bull flag, like how you seen this bear flag like that. It could bull flag for a little while and then boom, really break out because it's going to need the 1 minute to come back down, right? So it can start to run because it's impossible for the 1 minute to just keep going and going and going. It just doesn't do that. And if you ever see that, grab it, go for shorts. Right? So now it's setting you up. Red 2, 1 could be a reversal to the downside or continuation to the upside. Most likely me, I'm not going to try to, if I'm scalping, I'm not going to try to go crazy on this. But if, like I said, like when we first started talking, if I would have jumped in and I would have opened up multiple orders, I would have already took profits. Like, let's say I would have opened up like 7 orders. I would have went ahead and took like 5 of those and took my profits. And I would have had like 7 contracts, not contracts, but open orders, right? Playing for this hourly time frame to go ahead and take the magnitude out right here at 2087, 6.31. Right, and then I'll try to find more magnitudes around here, which you can like just, you see there, there's that. So it's gonna be like on a 3 minute. It's just some smaller candles like right there. See, doop 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 doop, and already took it out. Already took it out. So it's wanting to go for these magnitudes. It's these wicks. You see how it boom, and then this wick went for that wick, boom, then came back down. That's what's gonna happen up there. Full time frame continuity still pushing down. So that means a reversal happened. See how I know this? A reversal happened on the 1 minute. See? And I knew that off of that inside bar. And that's the reversal, I'm sorry. 2, here, I should show that. 2, right? 1, 2 down. That's the reversal. Consolidation. And you see how it just sets you up? inside bar. You take the bottom, you take the top, boom. It just sets you up. It's just, the strat is amazing. Let me go to this chat. Go over Apple. What you want me to go over Apple? You gotta be specific with me, because I talk too much and I don't specifically know what you want me to go over on Apple. Look, you see, bull flagging. What did I tell you? Bull flagging. You see, this shit, it's just, I don't know. It's just getting too easy now. Go over Apple. Yeah, just let me know what you want me to go over Apple. Can you go over, I can't even pronounce that. Oh, that's Forex. CADJPY. Nah, bro. I don't do Forex. Is that Forex? It looks like two pairs. What was it? CADJPY.
Yeah, that's Forex, bro.
Yeah, no, that's definitely Forex. Nah. I could go over the candlesticks, but I don't trade Forex. So I could give you a great analyzation of the candlesticks, but I have no clue what I'm doing right here because I don't trade currency pairs. Hi, Moody. Yeah, I answered that question. Hey, did you cover how to add that countdown on the Trading View video as well? I need that. What countdown? I'm confused, Kate. What are you talking about?
The countdown you got on the side for the time frames that you're on. So it says 59 seconds.
Wait, say that one more time?
See how you got right now, it says 50 seconds on the 1 minute to the right? Yeah, right there.
That's on any chart.
Really? I don't have that on mine.
On your Trading Views, it don't tell you your numbers? I mean, how long you got time? Possibly it's in your settings. Let's check that out. Symbols, bodies, wicks, previous, last, price. This right here that you're seeing on a candle, you see how I had that blue line? That's the last price line. I like to have that on because it's letting me know exactly where the price is at. I don't turn on the previous low. Time zone, maybe change your time zone to New York. You probably possibly have it like that already. Default. I never heard of that. Did anybody ever put on Trading Views? The only thing I've seen is that their prices and stuff was on this side and their tools were on that side. And I know there's a way to do all that.
On my iPad.
Oh, okay. Because I know on my phone, it still shows me that. Check on your phone and see, just throw up Bitcoin. Throw up something that's open like futures.
No, it definitely doesn't show me on my phone.
Dang. Well, that's a question that you just trumped me with that I would have to do some research and see if I did something, because it's always been like that. For
Thank you.
You're welcome. Right here, count down to the bar close. Right here. See, go to scale. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna click the candlestick, double click it. You're gonna go to scales and you're gonna come down and you're gonna click right here. You see how it just went away? It says count down to bar close.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I don't like getting trumped by questions. Look, it bull flagged, man. Well, no, this ain't Bitcoin. I'm about to say it bull flagged and did it. Inverted head and shoulders. Yeah, really nice. But you would have to let me know in the chat what you would want me to go over on this, because I have no clue what you want me to go over on these currency pairs. I'll pull up Apple though. Go over candlesticks on Apple using the strat. Can you be more specific? I know what you want. I'm just trying to get you to be more specific on what you want. I know what you want. Trust me. You just want me to pull up Apple. And can you give me your analysis, Moody? Can you just talk about Apple? Because trust me, I know people like when I talk about candlesticks. I know what I'm talking about, but I make it very easy. But I be trying to at least not enable people. And what are you looking at? What are you trying to see? Because then I can truly help you now, right? Because if you tell me what you're looking for, guess what? You start to learn, because what if I see something different? Or what if
Is it bullish or bearish for going into tomorrow?
All right, question. Now I got a question for you. I got the chart pulled up on a daily chart. Is this bullish or is what we're seeing bullish or bearish?
It looks bullish right now.
Why does it look
Or
bullish?
well, I mean, it looks like it's continuing. We're in a continuation right now, but from
Go ahead.
all the candles going up there, all those twos.
Okay, cool. Gotcha. I understand. Bull flag breakout. Bull flag breakout. So yes, this looks very bullish. Very, very bullish. Why? Because I'm seeing an inverted head. I'm just seeing a lot of bullish patterns. Inverted head and shoulders, shoulder, head, shoulder. I'm also seeing bull flag breakouts where it's pole, flag, pole, breakout, flag, pole, breakout. The only thing is very bullish. The only thing is the fact that you're at resistance, right?
Correct.
So what I would do is go back in time and see what holds over 148.93 and how it likes to do it, right? And also remember this pattern, right? The zigzag pattern, slick, inverted, well, not slick, inverted head and shoulders, but full flag, like just zigzagging. You want to see that, right? How it kind of did it right there. And you can see if we break over that, what's your high of this candle? It is 151.27. So you could definitely see it going to like 151.27, right? Let me just put a line right there. Matter of fact, let's not do that because we want to back test it, right? Let's draw a horizontal line right here. So now we're gonna go back over, and we know, you can already see it likes that price and it runs up on that price, right? And we also see that this is a consolidation period, and this is a range, 148 to 141, because we can see that right here, right? We can see how it stays there, but it doesn't stay there too long, right? So I'll talk to Strat though too. I just want to see some. I like how it does break over that. All right, so cool. Now that I've seen all that, because we don't got to do all of that, I also see we have full time frame continuity to the upside. Go ahead and check out your weekly because we're about to finish up with the week. Full time frame continuity to the downside on the weekly, but the smaller time frame has full time frame continuity to the upside. We have. Let me go ahead and delete this so we can start drawing on our chart or charting rather. Green are going to be your targets if you in this trade already. Right, I wouldn't go for this magnitude of 156. This depends on tomorrow how bullish if we're like super bullish. But like I've been saying, I've been bullish throughout all these weeks. But boom, boom, 2-2. This was a 2-2 reversal, so we missed our entry. Entry was right here. All right, so now seeing that, we're going to smaller time frames, right? So let me just check the 4 hour. Now I'm also checking out my RSI and seeing how it's bouncing off of it and just checking out the trend. Nice trend, breaks down, bull flags, breaks back up on a nice trend. We're kind of consolidating. We broke out of the consolidation period. We're over highs. That's a good thing, right? We're just fighting this resistance over here now, right? And we're also on a reversal, right? 3-2-2, reversal to the upside. See the 2 hour. Yeah, it's not even getting weak. So I'm also looking at the RSI, just seeing how high or how close we are to oversold. Going to the 1 hour, we're still good. Once you see me going down to smaller time frames, I'm really just trying to find an entry point now.
Gotcha.
I'm going to the 1 minute. I'm not touching Apple till Apple finishes up tomorrow. Apple's going to pull back just because it's oversold, right? We're on a 1 minute. So for pre-market, what we want to see is Apple pull back to the 50 median, even if we want to see it pull back so it can try to run. But Apple is showing it's signs of nothing but bullishness for tomorrow. But the only thing that we need a pullback because our 1 minute time frames are oversold. So pre-market is going to help us with that pullback. because what's tomorrow? Friday? Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna buy up Friday and then they're gonna sell it off later on in the day. And if they don't sell it later on, after lunch, if they don't sell it off, they're gonna buy it right back up and they're gonna fake people out on a swing to buy. But we're talking about the strat right now. The strat has shown me that the smaller time frame has reversed back up, right? Because we opened inside. But to me, the market is very bullish. Damn, Spy. Golly, Spy. This is horrible. Don't judge me. I was doing stuff with Jordan today, so it got more ugly. But I actually drew these. The orange ones are new targets to the downside. But yeah, just looking at SPY as well, you know, 5 minute close over. So we now bouncing, go to the 1 minute. Yeah, see, SPY's already pulling back after hours after it ran a little bit. So yeah, let me check the week. We still inside, right? Oh no, I'm tripping. We picked the direction. This wait, what am I looking for? Oh yeah, it was today. We picked the direction today. We picked direction today and then recovered. Hold on. Now SPY want me to hold on, SPY. What are we over? Yeah, I like SPY. It's just like everything I'll be showing. Like, look, SPY's at a good range. And it's just a 4 hour. But we'll have to go all the way back. Oh, hold on. Let's go all the way back so we can see how it ran up. It's over here. It's all this consolidation. Let's see if I can get it together. I like to see it together. All right. No, don't go too far. We're right here. Yeah, bro, I like this. The first thing I saw when I said we were right here, this blue line, I'm seeing this blue line, I'm seeing this bounce. So I'm just like, let me look at that bounce. That was lovely. Yeah, and it was a reversal as well. And that's where price is at right now. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to do that. You see what I mean? It's right on that pin bar. Right here. It's just price action I'd be looking for. This 322 reversal. That's the 322 reversal I was looking for. 3 down, 2 entry target. That was the one I was looking for. But yeah, you know, so let me go ahead and draw a line right here. This is like when you want to understand price action. If it lets me be great, and isn't it all H? Why doesn't it let me do it? Oh, duh. And I just did a whole bunch of lines. Damn. All right, so delete. I'm gonna just keep one of these lines, and all we're gonna do is just go to the data, our fresh data, and see if we hit that. See if we bounce off that. Right? Go to the front. Bada bing, bada boom. No, we ain't even touch it yet. That yellow line right here.
All our friends and our neighbors try to stay cool during this brutally hot summer. KXAN is teaming up with Family Elder Care to help raise funds.
We're trying to hear all that, Mr. Zoom. All right, so does anybody have any questions? I'll be so mind blown, like, dang, okay, I must be a great teacher. Everybody understands the strat. All right, let's get it. But yeah, and drop a Y in the chat just for me to know, and drop a no if you don't want to. For me to go over some of these strat videos, or you know, me to go over some dope videos, educational videos that I've put out myself. If you guys would like me to break it down and you know, say, hey, this is what she's talking about, or this person's talking about, and this is what they mean, and bring up the chart and then explain it on the chart. Yes, 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 yes. All right, cool. I'll definitely do it. Yeah, no problem. And also, would you like would you guys like me to continue? Somebody has said something in the chat suggestions to put out a watch list for you guys for the next day, right? Because I know I don't call out trades anymore and do things of that nature. And a lot of people want me to become an analyst. They've been in my DMs telling me so. But I'm just elevating, you know what I'm saying? It's just like once you continue to move up in whatever you're doing in life, you don't a lot of people don't tend to just going back to what they usually do. I love being an analyst for myself and things of that nature. But yeah, you know, I'm more than willing to help anybody. And when I jump on lives, just understand that I am doing an educational live, but if you want a live trade or want like me to help you enter a trade or something like that, is what I'm here for. Like I will do that as well. You just gotta let me know what your plan is, right? Or I can help you develop the plan as well, but you gotta at least, you know, put some effort into it as well. Watch list would be great. Yeah, awesome. So I'll definitely do that. Here's some more and just give you guys entry, stop loss, and targets and trim levels and things of that nature. Live strat trade once a week would be fire. Yeah, I know it would. Trust me. I know. We're probably, well, and I'm saying later in the future, I'll probably do that. But once again, that's something that I did for over a year. That's something like that I was just doing, just live trading. I live traded in the group. I live traded by myself. So I just want to continue to level up and you know, learn how to do more things and things of that nature. I will be putting together a course and stuff like that, just like we're putting together a mentorship program and things of that nature. So that's what I mean by just elevating and trying new things, because my thing is wanting to help people, right? So I try to look at the root and what's the best way of me helping people, and it's, you know, always leading people to the lake and things of that nature. Dennis, what you laughing about, bro? Well, yeah, and then, you know, I'll let y'all see it, but we'll talk about Browning formations. And I have a slide, so I may just make a full class next week of just straight Browning formation and just recognizing them and, you know, why patterns are irrelevant. Just things of that nature. We're gonna go over it and, you know, get you to grasp it just a little bit more and just give you some different ideas that you can use and things of that nature. But that's what we'll be going over. So I may, knowing me, I'll probably still do the Browning formation, FTC, and PMG all together. But we'll just see how everything goes. And then I think the last class in July will be a class on how to swing trade with the strat, right? But yeah, if anybody doesn't have any questions, you know, I appreciate you, Carlos. I'll definitely think of whatever type of value I can bring to the class. Yeah, I went over Apple. I'm trying to go through the chat, see if I didn't do anything that somebody had asked. But I think, yep, I think that's all done. Let me go to the Discord, 'cause I know people be going over there. Great question. Who has a great question? Does anybody know brokers that have to wait? It's a great question. That is a great question. Oh, that's my favorite emoji. Well, it's not my favorite, it's one of my favorites. But yeah, man, I'll be on here all day. So yep. I appreciate everybody tapping in, coming into the class. Yeah, no, whoa, it's 10:23. I ain't even know. So yeah, man, I really appreciate everybody joining the class. May the Lord continue to bless everybody from the crown of their heads to the sole of their feet. I also take the questions of live trading and everything else into consideration as well. But like I said, when I jump on live, you know, that can happen. You know, you just gotta talk. But yeah, other than that, It was basically the Strat part 2 class or part 3, I don't know. But yeah, drop some more class ideas so we could have a lot of different types of ideas coming into August for you guys and just bringing value to you guys. Truly appreciate everybody for tapping in. Thank you again. And oh yeah, I'm going actually I forgot because I haven't been doing that in a long time. If y'all really enjoy these Strat classes, or not even Strat classes, y'all really enjoy my classes and what I bring to MSC, let me know with your kind words or whatever it may be. Drop it in the testimonials and let me know how your process has been, you know, whether you're winning, whether you're losing, what's going on. And it's just so I can, you know, start picking people to, you know, just tap in with, because a lot of people hit me up in my DMs, and I'll just let y'all guys know, like, sometimes people ask me a question in my DMs and it's going to take me a while to just respond. So I'm gonna just call you and I'm just gonna share my screen. We probably jump on a Zoom and we're just gonna figure it out, right? So please drop testimonials and let me know how your journey has been trading, how your journey has been when you joined MSC till now. Also, let me know how these classes may be helping you or may not be helping you, what I can and can do better. But yeah, just go to the Discord and drop it in a testimonial. And I appreciate everybody. Thank you so much. Peace out. Peace and love and abundance to all.